What's going on, guys? Carmine here, and apparently there's a theory going around that states that Peter Baelish survived Season 7's finale, where he ended up dying at the hands of Arya Stark. This comes from Reddit user Neo, who says that Peter was able to make some last-minute adjustments to his plan in Winterfell, and was able to escape his death by having someone else come in and take his place, wearing his face. Sounds crazy, I know, but let's get into this a bit more and then I'll give my thoughts on it. But according to Neo, Littlefinger's entire plan for his storyline in Season 7 was revealed early on when he told Sansa about the little game he likes to play. The one about trying to understand someone's motives, assuming the worst reason someone could have for saying what they say and doing what they do, and safe to say Littlefinger has been playing this game for quite some time, and, as we all know, he usually is several steps ahead of everybody else. Now, Sansa has been giving him the cold shoulder for the entirety of Season 7, so going by Littlefinger's game, he's probably realized that she's got what she's wanted from him, which was the Knights of the Vale reinforcements in Season 6, and now she doesn't want anything to do with him anymore, assuming the worst case scenario for getting rid of him would be to have him killed. Littlefinger also begins to realize even more that his life's in danger in Season 7 Episode 4, when Bran repeats back to him that chaos is a ladder. At this point, he knows he needs to leave Winterfell, but he can't do it so freely, so he proceeds to set the stage for his escape in the very next episode, when we see him consulting with some random woman in Winterfell and gives her something. Neo believes that this woman is a faceless man assassin, and that he's handing her a coin, the same type of coin that Arya gave to the Braavosi captain so he could take her to the House of Black and White back in Season 4. Now, during this very scene, according to the theory, you can hear the woman say, "Your time is up." So basically that woman plans to wear his face, stand in for him throughout the rest of the season, and eventually die in his place, because only death can pay for life. And as we've seen before, the faceless men aren't afraid of killing themselves, and they can even wear the faces of the living, as seen in Season 5, Episode 10. Littlefinger has connections in Braavos due to his grandfather, so it's entirely possible he's well acquainted with them as well. Not only that, but as a bit of post-theorizing, Neo also says how, in the books, a Woods Witch gives Arya and the Brotherhood Without Banners some information she receives from her dreams, in which a fair maiden is at a feast with purple serpents in her hair and venom dripping from their fangs. And then later, she also has a dream about that same maiden slaying a savage giant in a castle made of snow. This refers to Sansa during Joffrey's wedding, of course, and the second part has yet to happen. Many believed that Sansa was to kill Littlefinger based on these dreams, but as we all know, Littlefinger's symbol is the Mockingbird. So who could the savage giant be? Well, the giant is the symbol of Braavos, and the faceless men are stationed there, so it could symbolize them, and it's entirely possible that the dream saw through Littlefinger/faceless man deception. Now, there is a bit more to this theory that involves the actor himself, but I'll let you check out that in the original video yourself, which I will leave in the description below. So basically, Littlefinger managed to escape his death by using his connections with the faceless men to come in, pose as him, so he can slip away and make his enemies believe he's dead, so he can, I guess, come back later and do his thing or work in the shadows. Now, before I go into my thoughts on this, let me just say that there are two types of theories when it comes to the series, book and show versions. It's very rare that we get a show theory because the show likes to remove all mystery that we get in the books, either because there's not enough runtime or episodes to set it up, or maybe because the characters or storylines weren't adapted. One example of this is Coldhands, who in the books is entirely mysterious, while in the show we find out who he is within 5 minutes of meeting him. And oftentimes we're left taking instances from the books to put in the show theories to solidify them. See my Gendry theory for more details on that. That being said, I think it's incredibly interesting, but ultimately there's not much behind it. The connection between Baelish and the Faceless Man is a little weak, though you could argue that as someone who deals in quite a bit of money, he has them in his pocket. But even then, you could counter with money means nothing to them. They're more of a religious order rather than a business, and I highly doubt they've ever been just about the money, and more about offering bodies to their god. I also don't think the Braavosi government would come knocking at their door for not paying taxes or rent. So once again, money is a little iffy with them. Though you could argue that we don't know much about Peter's history or dealings, or even his grandfather's for all that matter, so if there is a connection, it could run deeper than we know. It's an interesting theory, but I'm still on the fence about it. Plus, I doubt Dave and Dan are that interested in keeping his character around, considering he is only in secondary character status. In the show, the only people who matter are the top 6 or 7 main characters, and the secondary ones, such as Brienne, Jorah, Sam, and even Bronn for that matter, have been sidelined for a good part of the last 2 seasons. Plus, I like to think that Littlefinger, while very cunning and intelligent, isn't some kind of comic book villain faking his death to strike back later. This is Littlefinger, not Lex Luthor. However, let me know what you guys think about it. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description below to the theory video, the original one, so you can check it out in full, and as always, leave your thoughts down below. Also, if you're a fan of the Game of Thrones podcast and are supporting it on Patreon, then keep a lookout because we will be discussing this theory shortly as a Patreon exclusive with Preston. He is the theory god, of course, and I want to get his thoughts on it. Link to that is also in the description below. But guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.